E is for Epcot. Epcot is definitely one of my favorite places to go in Disney World. I love just the architectural stuff. I really should have been an architectural major, but whatever. I love how you can very clearly tell when you transition between each country. So my favorite countries to go to there, Norway for their troll ride, one of the best rides. It's just so like simple but fun, and the little slow backwards drops are really cool. I also love Germany because they have Oktoberfest and you get live music and excellent food. German and Norwegian, so I may be a tad biased here. Mexico also has a good ride, but the best part of Mexico is when you're just wandering through like the sort of shopping area. You try on all the gigantic sombreros and take pictures with your siblings because it's fun, and why wouldn't you? I also like in the China area, they always have some fun performances going on. Same with France, actually. It's usually one where there's like a bunch of chairs stacked on top of each other and people throwing things and chaotic fun. I also, of course, best thing about Epcot is the illuminations, celebrations of the world or whatever it's called, thing at the end with the big globe that comes floating out on the barge and then opens and fireworks are everywhere and awesome music. But for my family, we usually go down around Christmas time, which means they have the candlelight processional going on, which is kind of a tradition. If we go down there at Christmas time, we will stay and watch it. It's really good. I've always been disappointed because we usually go closer to actually Christmas, but even though it starts like way earlier in the month, and so sometimes there's narrators for the story that I will have heard of, but they were the ones like December 5th. I'm like, I was still in school. Darn. But you always get mass choir singing Alleluia chorus, and that's kind of how I knew the song before we started singing it in choir, which was weird then the first time we sang it in choir because I sort of learned it from listening to Candlelight Processional so many times. Without the music, I was just kind of like picking out parts, so I knew like a little bit of each part, which was weird, but it was still really fun to sing. It's really cool hearing it in that huge mass choir. Epcot's also fun because I remember there's one section where it's like innovations and stuff, and I remember a long time ago they'd had something there about the segways before the segways were a thing that you saw on the street. I thought it was like kind of cool. You just kind of lean forward and it goes forward and you can turn and everything. It looked really cool, and I thought that's really cool. And now they're a thing that you see on the streets. There's Segway tours in Chicago. The police have Segways. I'm like, that's just cool to me that there's something there that you're like, this will be an invention of tomorrow, and then it was. So those are some of my favorite things about Epcot. Stay awesome till I see you next week. Also, this may be my last time for a while filming in my basement because I'm heading away to college. Woohoo! So maybe also I'll get a place that has better lighting than these lights. But anyways, stay awesome till next week.